Thank you. Oh my god.
Did you really?
Holidays are coming up, and it is December 12th, 2024, and I currently have nothing for my family, but I'm a university student. I'm a junior studying mechanical engineering, and I figured because I have all these facilities around me, I can create something for my parents. I have a couple ideas for what to make my mom, my dad, and my brother, and I have some materials, so I just wanted to take you along with me of creating the things that I'm gonna give my family this year, and I just get to talk to myself as I make stuff on my own. So when I was deciding on what gifts I was gonna make for my parents, I did some recon to make sure they were gonna like the gifts I was gonna make. Since my dad plays guitar, I hit the local guitar shop for some inspiration. I can't buy a guitar, but I did look at some of the accessories that he might use. Something that I thought was really cool was this little guitar pick box. It was a really simple Altoids tin with some wood on the top and some really soft leather on the inside, and the Taylor logo all around it. I really liked the experience of opening the box and feeling like a high quality player. Real musicians always have their own custom made guitars, and I think that creating a similar feeling for my dad would be a really cool gift. Although I can't make him a custom guitar yet, I can make him some accessories that make him feel a little more famous. So I decided on making him a custom guitar pick case, like the one I saw in the store, but it also gave me the idea to make him a hard shell guitar case because I know he travels a lot and brings his guitar on the plane. With Dad's gift ideas out the way, I started thinking about what my mom would want. During the pandemic, my mom got really into plants, and I mean really into plants. And I feel like all collections of plants just become cooler when you name them. Butcher Gardens, Royal Botanic Gardens, Longwood Gardens, Bush Gardens, you get the idea. So I figured I would give her a collection of plants a name. And the best way to do that is a sign. Duh. My mom is also really into Mickey Mouse and Disney. Like really into it.
I'm trimming my Mickey Mouse tree.
You're what?
My Mickey Mouse tree.
So for her second gift, I figured I would make her a titanium necklace, which I thought she would love. After knowing what kinds of projects I wanted to make, I bought a couple of things on Amazon and picked them up from our packer center. I got some wood vinyl, aluminum tins, and some leather for my dad. Thank you. I figured it would be a better idea to ship the guitar case directly to my house, so I'll get to that later. After making it out of the packer center, I made it to Lab 64, where I would be spending the next couple hours. Lab 64 is a makerspace in the Packard Electrical Engineering building at Stanford, and luckily for me, they had 24-hour access and a CO2 and metal laser cutter. I'm flying back in the morning, so I figured I just have to make the most important parts here, and then I can assemble the rest of them at home. When I first got to the lab, one of the first things I did was create a custom logo for my dad. I wanted to emulate the old-timey guitar look, like Gibson or Yamaha, hence the old-timey look even though I made it today. But yeah, I thought it looked pretty good. Coleman is my last name, so I thought he would get a kick out of seeing his last name on the accessories. With the CO2 laser cutter, I started testing and cutting out the wood vinyl with the logo. The wood vinyl wasn't as thick as I wanted it to be in the beginning, just like the one in the store, but I didn't really have time to swap it out, so I guess it'll do. Because the vinyl was so thin, I couldn't engrave it like I wanted to, like the original box, but cutting it gave it an original look, so I guess it was cool. The aluminum tin can came with the pack of 10, so I ended up making a couple more to give out to the rest of my family. Afterwards, I added the logo to the leather and ended up really liking how it looked. For my mom, I ended up looking up different fonts to create her logo for her garden sign, and saw this one font that flowed really well. Acosta is her last name, and I thought it rolled off the tongue with the garden attached to it, so I thought it was neat. Acosta Gardens. That was like the whole idea. Ooh, it sounds like the official ones.
Look at that.
Kind of looks like Usta, but it's fine.
She's gonna love it.
Finally, after being in the lab for about 5 hours, I designed a little A for my mom's last name. I put a Mickey Mouse silhouette in the middle. I thought it was the perfect little necklace for her, and it was really easy in the metal laser cutter. I ended up testing a couple sizes. Too small and you couldn't really see it, and too big it looked like a dog tag. With some custom parts in my hand, it was time for me to go home. My flight was in the morning, so I hopped on a plane and made my way to DC. When I got home, I had a couple of custom parts but no finished projects. I had bought some nice picks from Guitar Center to finish off Dad's first gift. And for his next one, I bought a hard shell guitar case. To start customizing it, I brought back an old vinyl cutter. In high school, I started a t-shirt company and used this machine to fill all the orders. A vinyl cutter is basically a really precise X-Acto knife, and here I used it to make a stencil so I could add a decal to the case. After I cut it, I made sure to take out all the excess pieces and then added some transfer tape to then add it to the guitar case. It was literally 25 degrees outside when I went to paint it, and I wasn't sure if the paint would freeze, but I couldn't paint it inside because everybody would die in my house, but also my dad was in there, so I didn't want him to see it. I painted it in this off-white so it would look a little more classy than flat white, and as I waited, I went to Home Depot to try to figure out the rest of my mom's sign. I could have made the support system from scratch, but I was almost sure there was something here I could hack into what I wanted. I literally walked around for like 45 minutes just ideating what I could do, and eventually came out with this mail post. Coming back from Home Depot. And we bought this. I bought this mailbox post. It's 26 bucks. So, figured small price to pay for a good sign, good gift. I hope it doesn't look too much like a mailbox post, but we're going to do some modifications to it. So it shouldn't take too much, but 26 bucks is not crazy. I mean, like, considering like I didn't want to cut all this wood and like do all this like snail and stuff. I'm an engineer, but I'm not a carpenter. I started off by cutting the top and trying to get rid of the supporting post in the middle. The middle posts look really fragile in the store, and that's kind of why I bought it, because I thought it was going to be super easy, but I probably spent an actual hour trying to get rid of it. At like 30 minutes while he came to visit me because he felt so bad, I guess. I ended up having to cut that post in half, but I got it out after a little over an hour. The rest of the build was pretty straightforward. I added some screw eyes to the post and attached the metal letters with some fishing lines, so I thought it looked pretty clean. I just finished putting up the strings and stuff, so we'll see how it looks together. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that thing. You see that? That's beautiful. You see that? It's cold as I don't know what, but that thing looks real pretty. After that was done, the paint had dried for the guitar case, so I went to go finish off that gift. The paint had come off pretty nicely. There was some splatter in a few places and it was fuzzy in other places, but I thought it added to the whole artistic vibe of the whole thing. Afterwards, the last thing to do was to complete the necklace. The next thing we're going to do is take the little piece that we laser cut earlier and we're going to shape it with taking the Dremel. This is a handheld Dremel. I got on Amazon for like 20 bucks. There's just this little tip on it that grinds on the titanium. So I'm just going to take all these sharp edges off so that she doesn't cut herself. And then afterwards, hitting it with something called a polishing compound. The idea is each of these is a higher grit than the other one. The first one's going to be kind of rough. It's going to make it shinier than it is right now. And then use the other one to make it a little more shiny, and the last one to make it a little more shiny. And then, yeah, so this is what it looks like at the end of polishing. I'm going to add a chain to it and then add it to the box. And that'll be ready to go. So this is the final piece we have after we polished it. Super pretty, I think. I like it a lot. These are the actual necklace. I feel like I'm a drug dealer right now with these gloves. And then the final piece is, this is what actually goes, the clamp that actually goes on the charm. So the steps this looks like is, that just goes in there. Stick that in there. Nice. There we go. How'd that work? And now it's here. We take one of those boxes that we made earlier at Lab 64, little tin, and then we'll take the leather we also made at Lab 64. Get a little more so she knows it's a necklace. I'm not sure how it's gonna look when she opens it, but we try our best. Okay. Close that up like that. Close it up. Perfect. That's one. And then let's get rid of this. After I had finished making sure all the gifts were all good, it was time to wrap them. I dropped all the gifts I had made as well as some of the ones I had bought for my brother. I put the sign up in the backyard and put the guitar case in a giant box. After that, I was ready for Christmas. On Christmas Day, the gifts were all lined up and I was really excited. But the first person to get a gift probably isn't who you think.
This is yours.
Yeah, right away. It's like, yep, that's mine. Thanks.
Then it was Dad's turn. So I went to the store and I was like, what can I get Dad? And I found something like this. And I was like, Dad might like this. Okay, you can open it now.
Huh. Wow. That's cool.
So I didn't make what's in it.
Jealous much? Gosh. You didn't make what's in it?
So I didn't make the picks. It's a pick box.
Oh, it's a big box.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a pick box. Because you carry
Those
your
are
picks
cool.
in that little plastic bag. So,
this is way cool.
Nice.
That is super cool. These are feel cool picks.
Yeah.
Gracious.
so there's a pick box like this that Taylor had made. that I thought was cool. So I tried to recreate it. Okay, keep going. Ooh, sorry, there's a hose there. You can let go of me now. Don't open your eyes.
Okay.
It's in front of you.
Okay.
While he's peeing. Okay, so I made this partially at school, partially here.
Yeah.
You love your plants,
Yes.
and I figured every garden has a name.
Yes.
So I made this. You can open your eyes.
Isn't that cool?
Wow. That is so nice. Aww. That's perfect, Nicholas.
I was supposed to dig it in the ground,
Yeah. No. There's, yeah.
so can't help me put that pole in there.
Oh.
Very nice.
It doesn't go any
Oh,
further than the rock.
that's so cool. Wow. Look at that.
That is cool.
Yeah, that's it.
That is really nice. Oh, so thoughtful. Oh, thank you,
That's tight.
sweetheart. That is very nice.
The idea, sorry.
Sit. Good boy.
The idea is, I should just open it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. One more thing.
Hold on.
I should just kidding. You should lift it up. I'm just nervous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this
Look
is.
at there.
I was telling you, a lot of the musicians have their own custom accessories and guitars
Yeah.
and stuff. So I can't buy you a guitar, but this is your own custom guitar case.
Nice.
And this one's like this way, because when you hold it with your right hand, going through the airport,
Ah.
and then you stand it up and you.
Wow.
way.
Look at
That
that.
is smart.
Thank you,
This is
son.
your last
Thank
gift.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, it's
Cool.
very thoughtful. I'm so
How'd you
thankful.
like it?
Oh. Thanks. Oh, it said mom on it.
Yes, it did.
Did you really? Wow. Look at that.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Oh, that is beautiful. Wow. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is really nice. Oh, thank you.